And welcome to my Google Calendar versus Outlook. This is Ryan McKinney. I'm going to compare some of the features on Google Calendar and the Outlook calendar, and then I'm going to do a little tutorial about using uh, the Google Calendar. The first ISTE standard that I used was ISTE Coach 4B, Design, Develop, and Implement Technology-Rich Professional Learning Programs that model principles of adult learning and promote digital age best practices in teaching, learning, and assessment. So I said to use using online calendars to share meeting information and collaborate using best practices are components for more effective teaching and time management. In my position as technology facilitator, I intend to design little mini courses for about the core G Suite services for my faculty as we transition to from Outlook to Google. So throughout this year, I'm delivering short little seminars about how to use the different tools. Drive, Docs, Sheets, and Calendar will be one that everyone will join in on because it affects the administration and the faculty as well. So that's my first standard. The next one I used was ISTE Educator 4A, dedicate planning time to collaborate with colleagues to create authentic learning experiences that leverage technology. So we have a lot of meetings at my school, as I'm sure everyone does, and I think that they can be more productive to improve the classroom teaching when they're well structured and all participants in the meeting understand the goals of that meeting. We've already started using a shared calendar with where whoever is leading the meeting will put the specific goals to be achieved, and we have a Google Doc for each one that all participants can uh, go into, and they have the ability to take notes, and everyone can record, and then we have a record of that meeting. It seems to keep the meeting on track more and more. The first thing I want to talk about is some benefits of the Google Calendar. As I said before, collaborative calendars. I have a PYP, which is my primary year's program, grade 2 calendar. We share it. We have two of them. We have one for English, one for French. So we're able to share those between us to see our times when we're going to have our meetings and what's on the agenda. Event permissions, when you add when you add them as a guest to your meeting, you can set permissions. Are they able to add more participants? Can they change the topic? All that is interesting things in the calendar. Appointment booking, you can set an appointment block for when you have free time, so your administration could use that to book parent meetings, or you could do that directly. One interesting thing that I've been learning about Google Calendar is the resource allocation. As the Google admin for my school, I can go in and set each room as a resource within our school domain. So, say a teacher wanted to use the auditorium for some activity, they can go on and select that resource in a drop down menu and book that. And that resource will therefore become unavailable to anyone else at that time. Therefore, the teacher is able to do that without having to go through um, a middleman, go through a secretary or something to have them book the resource for you. You can import from Outlook Calendar on mobile and on the desktop versions, online versions. Events from your Gmail can be automatically uploaded to your calendar, and you can save. You can use the more options in Gmail and add reminders for emails if you need to deal with them later on them. You get an email on a Friday night, and you need to come back to that on a Monday morning. You can set a reminder at Monday morning to go back to that email and complete the task. You have your reminders. The integration with Hangouts is great. If you have an attendee that is not there physically to your meeting, send them the Google Hangout and they'll be able to have the link to join the meeting. As well as you can attach any files from your drive that are in. Like I discussed earlier, we use our Google Docs as our meeting notes, and we're able to collaborate in real time through that. For Outlook Calendar, one benefit I saw was offline access. If you have the actual desktop program in the Outlook, you're able to add events, reminders, anything else on the calendar while being offline, but it's not going to be able to share. So the next time you come back online, it will sync up. Google Calendar, I think, also has this through an extension, but with a bit less basic features when you're offline. Outlook lets you attach documents through the Microsoft suite. You can also set up Skype meetings as Skype integrates through the Microsoft Outlook program. You can do Skype meetings, and you can add charms to identify the different type of meetings. So I was messing around and I added a little indicator picture that described what type of so you could quickly glance at your calendar and see if you see a briefcase or something, it's one of your business meetings, or a sports, a football or something would tell you that that's a sports activity. So now I'm going to go into my calendar and we're going to have just a quick look. So this is my calendar here. I have it in the month view. I have a variety of calendars on my left. I have my personal. This is my grade 2 calendar. I have my birthdays. I have my IC rugby squad for the calendar on there, reminders, and then I have a colleague of mine's who we collaborate closely with. So we share folders with him. On my other calendars, I've added some sports calendars down here. 1 second. They're not showing. But I really enjoy using the Google Calendar. I can switch between my month view, day, week, month, year, schedule 4 days. So I can customize the view that I want to see on here. Normally I'm in my month view, and then I'll click into I can go into each day that I want. It's not showing now, but I have also on my other calendars, I have the Lebanese holidays on there so that we know when we're going to have a holiday. I've added the ability to add in settings. I can add calendars, new calendar for myself, or I can import other calendars, sports calendars. I have my favorite football teams on there. Also, I can create an event for myself. So here I have, if I want to have an event on Tuesday, a rugby practice, I'm able to add that into my IC rugby squad. I can go in and personalize my time. We're going to start at 5:30 and we're going to end at 7:30, a 2-hour practice. My more options, I can go in and invite the other coaches into the meeting. There we go. If I have the plan for rugby, maybe I have out some videos or something I want to share with my colleagues, I can go in and from my drive, I can upload the videos that I want them to see or the plan that I have. I can say, so it's already set as my IC rugby squad. I can add my location. If we were using resource allocation, if the football team has from 4:30 to 5:30, I'll see that the resource is booked, and then I can go in and book it from 5:30 to 7:30. I can allow my guests to modify the events, invite others, and see the guest list. So if I don't want them to invite anyone else, I want them to see the guest list, and they can modify it. So I can allow them to come in and add anything else that they want. They have specific coaching needs. Now, since we do our rugby coaching weekly, I'm going to put it as a weekly on Tuesday, and then I'm going to check all of it, and I'm going to say save. And I'm going to send it to my guests. So there we go. Now I have my weekly rugby practice on for each week. Some other things that in the Google Calendars and my settings, my density and color, I can change it from the modern text to the classic black text. I like the modern look. What else? And here I can use go into my setting folder. I have my country set. So I have my events here, the different events that I have set up, and my mobile. It's not connected through my my Lebanese SIM card though at this point. So that is basically an overview of the Google Calendar. It's a very powerful tool for collaborating. It's great for when you're on the go. You're able to you can export your Outlook calendar, and you get a file and you can upload it onto your Gmail calendar so you can have them both sync together. I basically only use my Google Calendar now as my school's transitioning to Google. So I'm trying to put all of my information on this one, and I'm trying to get others to use it as well.